Coming up on this episode of The Village Idiom.
So a different name for the Tooth Fairy as it relates to the Grin Reaper.
Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to The Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every single week chooses a popular saying to take a shallow but hopefully comedic and once in a while interesting dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but also we're just going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on.
Popular.
My name is Jurassic Mark.
I'm Skinny. Popular. Interesting.
You gotta
Informative.
Punch those words?
Well, I just think that just kind of just sums us up, really.
That should have been the t-shirt. Popular.
Informative.
Interesting.
Occasionally funny.
No, we said comedic, occasionally interesting.
Oh, I see.
Maybe it should be the other way around.
Occasionally amusing.
All right.
Oh, whatever.
Here, listen to this.
Sure.
Around these parts, we don't take kindly to cider poachers.
You've aged badly, rat.
Oh, I know.
You're getting a little long in the tooth yourself, partner.
A little talky over the line, but that was it. Wow. Long in the tooth is today's
that was
saying. Today's idiom.
Don't tell me. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Correctamundo.
Yes, that was such... We don't take kind of no strange in these parts.
Okay, so did you enjoy Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I thought it was an amazing movie.
Okay, so I have not yet seen, but I own Isle of Dogs. Have you seen it?
No.
It's supposed to be in the same camp, same...
Is it done in the same like claymation-y?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
if you say Isle of Dogs quickly, it's I love dogs.
I love dogs. Nice.
I love dogs too.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So anyway, I have it. It's not worth talking about because neither of us have seen it. But
let's talk about that movie. Neither of us.
Good segment right there.
The part that really cracked me up with the Fantastic Mr. Fox is the use of the word cuss.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic actually.
So there's no swears in the movie.
No,
but yeah,
it is cussing fantastic.
Yeah, it's a total cluster cuss. Yeah, which I just found.
And George
so
Clooney
amusing.
is just so good looking.
Yeah, that demeanor, or they're just like sit down to a nice. This meal was sublime.
yeah,
and then dab the corner of their mouth. Sublime.
Yeah, it was good.
It was hilarious.
Anyway, today's
August Bunsen Bean.
Wow, you do remember it well.
Well, there you go. Read the
Long
book.
in the Tooth.
Long in the Tooth.
Long
there it
in
is.
the Tooth.
So I found a couple of things when I was researching that struck me interesting. One in particular that amused me from why don't they call, because you've been to the dentist.
One time, yeah. I'll never go back.
Fair enough.
That was brutal.
Well, you got good teeth, so you're good.
Thank you.
Why do they, instead of saying these dental x-rays, why don't they call them toothpicks?
Wow.
This is what someone's observation was.
Not yours?
Not mine.
So good.
And that struck me too. I'm like, I was looking long in the tooth. Why don't they call them dental toothpicks? Like, that is brilliant.
Wow.
There's some genius out there who should have coined that.
That's amazing.
I need to take some x-rays of your
I was watching
incisors.
From the
You need a toothpick.
incisors out.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
I was watching on Disney Plus. Jeff Goldblum has a show.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
I've seen a bunch of them.
I can't remember what it's called. It's just like The World According to Jeff Goldblum or something.
I believe you're correct.
And he does one on it's on gold. The whole episode is about gold, but he goes and visits. No, it's on bling. Like,
You're taking the shoe one?
nope. It's about bling and shiny and gold and diamonds. And he goes to this place. I'd have to think of. I think it's Johnny Dang. It's the guy's name, who is the Hollywood famous guy for getting grills like gold and diamond teeth.
That's a great name, by the way.
And so, of course, Jeff Goldblum every time is, dang, these are good dang teeth, right? But anyway, I looked into getting a gold tooth back then. Do you know what kind of upkeep and like maintenance it requires to have a gold tooth? Now, you can judge me for wanting a gold tooth. That's fine. But I went and see the guy.
A gold tooth.
One. Just one.
A-U-O.
Oh, A-U.
A-U-O.
Why O? What's the O?
Because it sounds like A-U. Oh.
Oh.
Ow.
A-U being from the periodic
That's gold.
Okay, got it.
Comedic gold.
I didn't know if you were actually saying that or not. I'm like, do you know what you're saying?
Hey, you got a gold tooth?
Got a gold tooth. So I was going to get a gold tooth, and the guy, because I couldn't afford, like Jeff Goldblum's was in like tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh my, okay.
But it was for the show. I don't think he actually bought it.
Just picked it off later, gave it back.
Yeah. So what he's like, you're going to have to clean it this way, store it this way. You've got to bring it in for tweaking if you want to wear this on any sort of regular basis. And I'm like, I don't think I could take care of this tooth. And he goes, do you want the tooth? Do you want the tooth?
You can't handle the tooth.
You can't handle the tooth.
That's a great lead in.
So anyway, long in the tooth means
Something's getting old.
something's getting old. You're getting old. You're long in the tooth. You are old. You're an oldie.
Right, but because it's oral, it has like some connotation of like old sayings or old, like someone rambles on like an elderly person with the same type of stories, or long in the tooth. It's not commonly really used as like oh, you're just getting old. Well, you're long in the tooth. It's usually something to do with like, oh, I'm getting older. Oh, you're long in the tooth. Who says that? But,
Well, you know, funny, because I try and come up with clips from movies and TV and songs and whatever for our shows, and sometimes it is that's work just to find one. This one, ample. Every name a movie, name a TV show, it's been used.
Really?
Long in the tooth, long in the tooth, long in the tooth.
I'm excited to hear another one then if there's something handy.
Here you go.
Sure.
We're a little long in the tooth to be attending high school.
Wow. Again, is it The Simpsons?
No, I now I am avoiding The Simpsons. There were several from The Simpsons.
It's like there's so many. The Simpsons.
Yeah, no, that was Daria. But there was tons like, man, honestly, you name it. Sons of Anarchy, The OC, I can't remember. Like, it was, I'm like, wow, choices are endless. We could have just done a half hour on
Just
playing clips.
Playing clips.
So it is used, is all I'm saying. It is out there in plentiful ways compared to other things we've tried to dig up. So, but I think what you're hinting at, and I agree with, is there's a certain connotation with that type of saying, like much ado about nothing, and
stories are so forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more thinking of that. And so in that vein,
See?
listen right here, say, that there's a place in society where that long in the tooth, where people love wisdom, and you catch on to someone talking is like, oh, that was good.
So you're long in the wisdom tooth.
Nice. Yes, exactly. And then there's a place where it's like, oh my goodness, you need to kind of
Cut that story
you need
short.
to go like, okay, you've got another interesting story, or yeah, where it's like there's wise, and then there's like where too much of that gets rambled off into like fuddy-duddy, where like irrelevance and redundance.
The phrase "long in the tooth" falls into that category. Like,
I think it describes that person.
long in the tooth just means age, though.
Yeah, I sure. I just don't use it in that particular way. I think of it related to like stories like, okay, come on, get on with it. Like
That's long-winded.
that, all those long ones,
Yeah.
all those long idioms.
Yeah, no, you're using "long in the tooth" wrong.
Apparently, yeah.
If you use it at all.
It's not frequent. It's not like it's on like every TV show.
I'm telling you. Believe me when I say.
Yeah. Well, which brings up that point. So what do you think about that as far as wisdom crossing into redundance?
I think that's in the relaying of the wisdom. So wisdom in redundance is trivia. So trivia is not necessarily useless, but unnecessary wisdom. But although wisdom is different than knowledge too.
Every once in a while, someone will say something and you're like, that was really good.
Right.
Whether they meant it as crazy insightful, but sometimes they do. And it's like, that was really.
So here, this is not wisdom, but I actually had this conversation today with somebody I was having a meeting with. We got off track, obviously.
How old are they?
They're my age.
Okay.
And
So maybe on a verge of learning something.
no, I'm just saying, speaking of sometimes something is just thought up with whether it's wisdom or not, it makes you go, whoa, I've never thought of that.
Right.
So super dumb, but it was one of those moments where we just were like, whoa. We're like, what if you couldn't feel wind? You could see it or see its action, but you could never feel it. Would you just think that plants are animated? Like they're all, time for the flowers and trees to dance.
Right. That's interesting.
If you couldn't feel it, you just feel like,
you're right.
Look.
No, you're correct. That is stupid.
It is, but it gave us all pause at the table. Like, wow.
Huh. So you could never feel it. You could just
couldn't feel it.
You could just see its effects.
See its effects.
Well, it's interesting.
Anyway, whatever.
I heard another one.
Neither of those. None of this has anything to do with long in the tooth. Long in the tooth means being old.
Being old. In terms of historic type legend, mythological creatures, the Tooth Fairy pops up in this.
So
in this
that
genre.
movie came up a lot for Long in the Tooth clips. They
Tooth.
play up on that for sure.
The Tooth Fairy, where The Rock is like a hockey enforcer kind of person.
Yep.
And so he's called the Tooth Fairy because he smashes people's teeth out.
Yeah.
So
but the sequel with what's his name? Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, okay.
Instead of The Rock.
Well, that sounds worse.
Yeah,
way worse.
It's worse.
It's not like the first one sounded good. That just sounds
not
worse.
to cut you off, but if Larry the Cable Guy could replace Dwayne Johnson in Tooth Fairy, I would like to see a sequel to every Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie with Larry the Cable Guy.
Let's get her done.
Like Jumanji.
Come on, guys, let's get her done. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, go ahead.
And so a different name for the Tooth Fairy as it relates to the Grin Reaper.
Grin Reaper.
Yeah, that was
genius.
That was alongside of Toothpick, the Grin Reaper.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
That's fantastic.
You know, people are so clever. I was like, wanted to at least give somebody a shout out. If you made that out there,
so the first time you lose a tooth, you finally join the Smile High Club.
Nice.
Or there's got to be smile, grin, teeth, tooth. That's all I got. Dentures. Oh, yeah. Denture.
I hardly know her. Gummy bear.
Gummy bear.
No, just like someone who didn't have their teeth.
Oh, no teeth. Yeah. Gummy bear.
My little gummy bear. so ridiculous. Anyways, we should probably get into a little bit of where this little bad boy came from. Where exactly did it originate?
Well, let's get into it then.
I said some words. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
Oh, well. He's got 2 left feet.
Some things are just for us. Oh, way to fuse 2 movies together. All right. Well, there's again a little bit of controversy. Not really, but let's start here. Unlike human teeth, a horse's teeth continues to grow throughout its life. So they used to use examining horses' teeth to judge how old they are. If they continue to grow, they should be longer the older they get, but they also get worn down from chewing all the time, chewing cud and whatnot. So you can only get an estimate of the horse's age by looking at their teeth, which is also where the saying, maybe we'll cover this at a different date, or the saying, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So you get a free horse, you don't
tell a horse's age if you cut it in half and examine the rings.
You count the rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little well known. It's not as popular.
No.
And you get to find out its age once.
That is as old as that horse is ever going to be. So somebody
it's aged glue.
argue about this, and we'll get into it a little bit, that some think that it's not that the horse's teeth continue to grow, but at a certain age in the horse's life, its gums begin to recede. So I did look up a horse's tooth, on average, 4 to 5 inches long.
No.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
What? Like a vampire horse?
You don't see it. That's how much is up in the gums.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He needs like a gum transplant if that's showing.
But I thought...
If something came at me with 4-inch teeth like that, galloping at me.
Saber-tooth
Yeah,
horse.
that's terrifying. The Let me tell you something.
So, assuming they do grow nonstop,
Okay.
there's other animals like other rodents, beavers, rabbits, that their teeth constantly grow, but are worn down from its constant chewing on wood and food and whatever. One time, I was golfing at Central Park in Burnaby, pitch and putt. And a friend of mine and I were golfing, and this rabbit came out of the trees, a little black rabbit. And we're like, oh, look at the little rabbit. And then it comes closer and closer. And I'm like, let's see how close I can get.
Was it frothing?
I walked right up to it and picked it up.
Okay.
And we realized immediately, this is obviously a pet somebody let go. Not only that, it was obvious it was a pet somebody let go because it didn't know how to survive in the wild. Its bottom teeth, you know, you always picture a rabbit's two buck teeth like Bugs Bunny coming from the top. The bottom two version of that were so long they were up and over its own nose.
You found like a jackalope.
So it turns out we reported it, and some guy came along, and they're like, basically, it doesn't know how to survive in the wild, so it's not wearing down its own teeth, and it will starve to death because it can no longer get food in its mouth because the teeth are...
It's built like a face cage out of its own teeth.
Yeah, he's Bane of rabbits. He can't eat.
Where's the Batman?
But yeah, that's the extent of they will always grow, like right up out of your face, over your nose.
I would lose my junk if some fanged thing came out of the woods with teeth so big. No one will kiss me.
They should have used that rabbit in Monty Python's Holy Grail movie.
Tim.
No, remember the murder rabbits?
Yeah.
Not.
Who's Tim?
My name is Tim.
He's the magician, right?
No, Tim is on the bridge with the sparrows.
I thought the rabbit. I thought the rabbit's name was Tim. Anyway,
no.
Is the magician his name Tim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll segue me into England. It said for this little tooth quote. In England, for example, children were instructed to burn their baby teeth in order to save the child from hardship in the afterlife. Children who did not consign their baby teeth to the fire would spend eternity searching for them in the afterlife. The Vikings, it is said, paid children for their teeth. In the Norse culture, children's teeth and other articles belonging to children were said to bring good luck in battle, and Scandinavian warriors hung children's teeth on a string around their necks. Apparently it warded away witches.
Interesting.
This is when I started getting into tooth fairy.
That is not the line of discussion I thought you were moving into when you said, okay, speaking of teeth, let's talk about Britain. I thought that was going somewhere else.
No, it's like
The children are encouraged to burn their teeth to avoid
because they're made of wood.
to avoid the awful present life of teasing and ridicule.
Oh, poor UK's teeth.
I think it's getting better.
Yeah, but it's just that there is a lore around
Teeth in general.
Around teeth, and I did find this one as I was going through. And again,
You know what would really ward off witches is if the necklace of children's teeth that you wore
still had the children. Little Hansel and Gretel. Okay, a 2013 survey by Visa found that American children receive $3.70 per tooth.
Whoa.
On average.
Not my kids.
I was going to get into asking you. According to the same survey, only 3% of children find $1 or less. Only 3% find $1 or less. And 8% find a $5 bill or more under their pillow.
Wow.
So that was my segue into a question on long in the tooth. How long is your bank statement?
My kids
teeth?
in general, it depended on their age, first of all, because the younger they are, the more they'll appreciate just a quarter. But I think in general, I was like a loony. $1, $1 Canadian dollar was the...
It's like 60 cents American.
Yeah. How about you?
Hey, big spender.
What about your kids?
Oh, so the first one, I have the 4 kids, and so the first one, you're like right on it. You're, making sure that you feed them all this nonsense and Easter bunnies and tooth fairies and okay, I gotta make sure we gotta go sneak into the room, wait till they're sleeping, and find the tooth and da 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 da. By the end one, so this literally happened repeatedly. The tooth fairy didn't come last night. It's like, oh man, did you take care of that? No, I didn't take care of that. I thought you were going to take care of that. And so then you do this. were you trying to stay awake to see the tooth fairy? And you just blame the kid into your incompetence. And they're like, yeah, I was trying to stay awake.
Well, try again tonight.
Well, maybe if you're lucky, just don't do that. It's like, whew.
For sure, the
Blaming
tooth fairy
kids for your
visited our house
incompetence.
once and just left an IOU. No money. It was in the.
This one's worth $2 million.
It was cut
You should
in the
hang on to
shape
that
of a
one.
tooth.
Okay.
So he had visited, but apparently had run out of coins.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, at least you put in the effort to have gone.
It was midnight. Like, oh, I forgot. Did you take debit?
I remember like the other ones coming into the room. It's like, so-and-so's upset because the tooth fairy didn't come. And like quickly, it's like, okay, well, have him come in and talk to mom. And so talk to mom while you escape out the back and go quickly forage through and find actual real money to put under the.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it was under this corner of the pillow. Like, did you look there? I thought I did. Guess you got to look harder next time. It was there the whole time. So basically, you're making up lies and then deceiving them and blaming them when they do it wrong or you do it wrong. And yeah, it's not
whatever to
thing.
keep the deceit going.
Whatever it takes to keep a good lie running.
So horses comes from horses. Here you go.
Okay, sounds good.
Hello, I'm Mr. Red.
So Mr. Ed, the talking horse, only talked because they fed him peanut butter and discovered that was why he chomps so much when he speaks. So horses, it does come from horses. Horses' teeth do grow. They grow 1/8 of an inch every year as it ages, but is worn down as they eat. In fact, wild horses, no problem. Domestic horses, they sometimes their food is too soft, and so they'll continue to grow on the edges where it's not rubbing. So like one back tooth will be like long on the side where it's not connecting with the bottom row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a problem with domestic horses. But let's get into I found this quote I thought was interesting because there's a little bit of history with the literature part of our saying. But first of all, I saw somebody online that was adamant. He said this: I am a dental assistant, people teeth, not horse teeth. As folks age, the gingival tissues shrink and recede. This makes the tooth structure appear much longer when a person is elderly than when they are a young adult, hence long in the tooth. I'm not saying that the expression isn't used to describe horses. It just seems very unlikely that nobody noticed the old people's long teeth, and have simply adopted the horse phrase to mean elderly person. So he like, this isn't about horses. Like, there's no way they didn't notice how long people's teeth were. But
I did hear that people like our elderly's ears and noses continue to grow, the cartilage or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Look at my ears. I could be 100 right now.
You got teeny ears.
Are you kidding me?
They're not
I'm
bad.
like a cartoon trophy.
If you were a cartoon, you'd actually be Dumbo. So
See. So
maybe I'm the Dumbo.
The literature, almost every resource that I found, cited that Thackeray's. Quit pulling on my ears.
No, they're the same size as mine.
Yeah.
Do I have big ears?
No.
Why didn't anyone tell me?
We'll actually measure ears, but it's not about. It's how you use your ears.
It's not the size of the ear.
Most say that the earliest
I'm told
citation
that's not true either. So, anyways, continue.
Is in Thackeray's The History of Henry Esmond in 1852 and refers to a woman rather than a horse. It says his cousin was now more of middle age and had nobody's word but her own for her beauty, which she said she once possessed. She was lean and yellow and long in the tooth. All the red and white in the toy shops in London could not make a beauty of her. I know, it's sad. So they say that's the earliest citation using long in the tooth. But a simple Google search on Google Books found much earlier ones. So here's one from 1836. Thank you, Google. Thomas Medwin, The Angler in Wales, or Days and Nights of a Sportsman, Volume 2, to be specific, says, though skittish, she, a mare, was only remarkable for the lowness of her action and what made her favorite with her master, the consequent ease of her pace, the amble, her ordinary one, a brown, gawky, leggy Rosinante? I don't know what that word is. Very long in the tooth and showing every bone in his skin. Why does it say his skin if it's a mare? So that is about a horse. That is 1836, but definitely uses long in the tooth. And then in 1841, Captain Bellow, Memoirs of a Griffin, says, yes, this, India, is the place for the man who wants a wife and wishes to be met halfway, detesting, like me, the toil of wooing. This is great. There he can go, and if he sees a girl he likes, good forehand, clean about the fetlock joints, free in her paces, sound and quiet, and not too long in the tooth. If not bespoke, he'll not find much difficulty in getting her.
So he doesn't want to put the effort in.
No effort. Go to India.
That's
And
terrible.
if she's not long in the tooth, she's for you. So those are both older. One about a
How old
horse,
is that?
one about
That's
1841.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Colonists. Colonizing colonizers.
That's funny. Colonists.
Well,
Him? He's got to be 60 years old.
Sure, he's a bit long in the tooth.
That is Game of Thrones.
that is Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. Wow. Good ear. Following how you use it.
Nice.
Yeah, so there you go.
Long in the tooth.
Long in the
Related
tooth.
to age. Well, we're heading into the home stretch here.
Here we go.
That's another horsey type phrase.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. And so we should get into some riddling. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Riddlink is a game we like to play that takes a two-part trivia-based question and requires a two-part but overlapping answer. So, for example, last week our idiom was chip off the old block. Actually, was it, or was that 2 weeks ago? I think that was
3 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Whenever we did chip off the old block, that's the one I'm referencing right now.
You got it.
And we said, I got to be ready for this. We said, he's just like his dad in this movie.
Like anything, I'll kill you. If you bend the truth, or I think you're bending the truth, I'll kill you. If you forget anything, I'll kill you. In fact, you're going to have to work very hard to stay alive, Nick.
Here it is.
Now, do you understand everything I've said? Because if you don't, I'll kill you.
So you didn't know what this was from. So
No, did I ask at that time, is that Jason Statham?
You did, actually.
Because it sounds still like Jason Statham.
That's what he looks like. I think I might have said this last time.
Oh my goodness, it's like deja vu.
It is. I don't actually know this actor's name, to be honest. I'd have to look it up. But that is from the movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. So the correct answer would be a chip off the old stock. A chip off the old block, stock, and two smoking barrels.
Perfect. Well, that's how it's done.
Overlapping.
Well, I've got a couple prepared. And so let me start first.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. They're getting old in the Rock's 2010 hockey movie.
Long in the Tooth Fairy.
There you go.
Nice. Set me up for a win there.
Well, the next one's terrible.
Okay, well, let's see if you can get this one.
All right.
Diane Chambers from Cheers is really aging.
Shelley Long in the Tooth.
There it is.
Oh,
We're
man.
nailing this today.
Well, stuff it's just all in there, but you just don't know what's going to come out. Good blow to the head, and I'm done for. Okay, this was really hard.
Okay.
8% of children make this for a lost tooth, which makes the original Dr. Bruce Banner angry.
What? So 8%.
8% of children make this for a lost tooth.
Yeah, so I got to remember the actual pricing you gave. $309.
It was the upper end for those who the exact opposite of 60-cent families. The high end was the Cinco. 8% of children make this for a lost tooth, which makes the original Dr. Bruce Banner angry.
So the original, the actor, I'm assuming, the original, like the TV show, David Brenner or something like that.
So Dr. Bruce Banner, what his real name was?
Brennan.
Starts with a B.
Batman.
His name was Bill Bixby.
Bill Bixby. Oh, yeah. I thought his name was similar.
So that's the second half.
Okay, Bill Bixby. So a $1 Bill Bixby.
It's a $5 Bill Bixby.
$5 Bill Bixby. Oh, you said Cinco. You were helping me.
I was.
$5 Bill Bixby.
I went like this.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. He just did a
just
high five gesture in the air.
Just throwing you hand gestures.
$5 Bill Bixby, and that is how the game is played. I got one more.
What kind of idiot friend does that to another guy?
No, I don't know why I was thinking David Brennan. I can picture it.
Yeah, don't make me angry.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have
$5 Lou Ferrigno.
skipped a Malufrig, no. Okay, let's
I
go.
got one more, but why don't you tell everybody how they can play along with that?
Well, if you are an interested legitimate child, you can reach us to comment on this next one at for Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us at it's thevillageidiompodcast at gmail.com, or whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right. Well, this one, you either know it or you're looking it up. It goes a little something like this. Relating to horses Latin style, you could sample and compare fermented grapes.
Oh my goodness.
So related to horses Latin style, you could sample and compare fermented grapes.
That sounds good. I'm looking forward to thinking about that. Some more later. But for now, it was a pleasure putting this together for you. We hope you enjoyed it. I am Skinny.
I am Jurassic Seabiscuit Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
The truth, long and true, long and true.
That's 3 minutes gone.